Hey everyone, my name is Liana. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing this sort of grungy look that you see here. If you'd like to know how to achieve this look, then just keep watching and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a sort of taupey color in my crease. You could do this with an eyeshadow, of course, but I'm going to take this NYX Taupe blush single that I have down here. If you're wondering why it's round instead of square, it's because it's one of their refills, which apparently comes in a round form. So I'm just going to take that on a fluffy brush and put that in my crease. And if that gets down on the lid, that's fine because I'm going to be taking that on the lid anyway. I'm sorry if at any point in time this goes in and out of focus because my camera doesn't really like close-ups. I don't blame it. Don't want to be up this close to your face, Liana. You could pack that color on, but I'm just going to use the same brush here to do that. So that way I don't have to switch between brushes. And if it's kind of like messy and imprecise, that's okay because again, it's like kind of a grungy look, right? Grungy looks aren't really super precise. If you wanted to like really wing it out like this, you could. Of course, just do the other eye the same way. And of course, the day I'm filming a close-up, I have zit in the middle of my brows here. What can you do, right? Nobody's perfect. I don't even really have a game plan here, to be honest. I'm just kind of winging it. That's how most of my looks start. Now next I'm going into my Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette, and because this palette is so big, I'm just going to show the shades on screen instead of trying to hold it up for you, because I never know if it's in frame or not. So I'm going to go into the shade Sanctuary. I'm going to take that on a shader brush to start. This is a satin shade. So it's not super shimmery, but it's also not matte. I'm just going to place that in here. And kind of start placing that up into the crease like this. And I am going to blend this fairly far in. Just kind of patting it on. You see, the more you pat it, the more it just kind of starts blending into the other shade, which is what you want. What I want, anyway. These shades do blend super well together. That's why I love this palette. I'm going to take it about that far in on the lid. And I'm going to take a small tapered brush to kind of blend that through the crease here. And you can of course take the big fluffy brush that you started with, just to blend out the edge of that if it looks a little harsh. And then of course just repeat on the other side. Or don't, maybe you want to have like a really cool asymmetrical vibe going on. I find with this shade in particular, it looks kind of a little bit purpley in the pan, but on my skin tone it translates a little more brown. I wish it had a slight tinge more purple to it, but a lot of that has to do with skin tone. Certain colors are just going to pull differently on your skin. So you may be one of the people where it does pull more purple on you. But it's definitely a cool color, cool toned color, and a cool color, as in nifty. And you can definitely see when I kind of turn back and forth like this, it's not a solid matte shade. Which I know some people are like, yeah, you can't use shimmer in your crease. Well, nuts to you, man. That's what I say to that. Nuts to you. I can do whatever I want. On this side, I feel like I have a little bit more of the transition shade showing than on this side. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that to blend out over here. On the very inner corner, I'm going to take the shade Heaven. I'm going to take Sanctuary along the lower lash line here. And again, I'm going to take a little bit of Heaven, and I'm actually going to put that right underneath my pupil on each side. I'm just going to add some mascara and then I'll be back for the face and the lips. So the first thing I'm going to do for the face is actually take that same NYX blush in Taupe and just kind of go around the perimeter of my face a bit, because sometimes when you're wearing kind of grungy looks, it can make you look a little bit dead. At least I find that for myself. So not even using like a ton of this, just like a very small amount. Kind of almost like I'm bronzing a bit. And I'm then going to take this pure Anada blush here in the shade Dahlia, which is very, very, very powdery and pigmented, so I literally have to like tap my brush in the lightest bit or else it goes everywhere and there's too much product on my face and that's hard to blend out. You see how much there is? Sometimes I even put a little bit on the back of my hand before I go straight onto my face. And kind of just make sure that blends back into that sort of bronzed shade. And I'm going to take a little bit of this Perfect Glow highlight by Annabelle, which again, it says Topaz, but pretty sure they meant Quartz. I did use this the other day in my Get Ready With Me, but for some reason, the white balance on that video was so off. I'm not sure why, because it was actually a very overcast day, and usually that means that my videos are a bit darker, not brighter. So hopefully you can see it a bit better today. It is really nice. And for lips, I'm taking the new formulation of the Kat Von D Studded Kiss lipstick in the shade Sanctuary. So that kind of goes with one of the shades that I have on the eyes. This is actually one of my favorite lipsticks to wear right now. I'm afraid I can't comment as to whether this formula is better than the old formula because I've never tried the old formula, but I can say that this particular shade is excellent. So here's the sort of grungy look I came up with, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!